Hey, here's another video. Today we're going to talk about cheap mechanics. So I get some comments, not a lot, that say, you get what you pay for. Do you? Let me give you an example. Dennis Jr. had a problem with his Kia Optima 2018 shaking violently the minute he hit 40 miles per hour. So we try to get Jason, ex-ass hat mechanic, to fix the Optima. And he's an idiot. I learned that the hard way, but that's okay. So that was in a previous, I think that was in Disaster Part 1 video. You can find that if you just scroll my videos, right? So, for newcomers, and hey, welcome to newcomers. Thank you for being here. I haven't used my new laptop in a really long time, so I don't know who my new subscribers are, but I want you to know I truly appreciate you. On many levels, I know a lot of people turn into me because A, they're widows, B, they're poor, C, they have troubles in their lives, and they just want to see if someone else can fight their way out of the paper bag of life. So, mechanics, right, here we go back again, back to the subject. So, he decides he's going to take it to a local place that 4.9 stars, licensed and insured, everybody uses them, very busy, they appear to be very good mechanics, excellent reviews. And he takes his vehicle there, tells them about the shaking, and they go in, and he says, I think it's the CV axles, and they look at the CV axles, and they say, we think it's the transmission, and we don't do transmissions. Okay? So Dennis comes home, and he's upset. He doesn't have a lot of money left. He's had way too much. We've all been going through bad times, and not from bad decisions, from using our cars too much, because that's their job. Just life. Life keeps happening. And so his health problems, he had to pay for that out of pocket, thousands of dollars out of his savings, plus the IRS screws the living hell out of a man who makes under $40,000, sometimes $50,000, depending on what job he was doing. They screw him royally, okay? And it's going to get worse because we're under the Biden administration. If you don't like that, you can tune out. You can also unsubscribe, because I'm going to speak my mind, because I haven't been and I want to. Adding 80,000 IRS agents fully armed is very frightening to me, because no. People say, anybody who is afraid of the IRS, it's because they got something to hide. No, the IRS are a bunch of bullies operated by a bully government, and they will drag you through the mud, and you have to prove them wrong. And a lot of people are so stressed from it, afraid of losing everything. They can't take much from me. There's my van, if you can start it. I actually don't file because I tried to, and they won't accept it. When you have like zero work income, there's nothing to tax, and I was hoping maybe to get, EIN money or whatever they call it. Earned income. I don't have income. They don't consider widow's benefit income. My husband worked for that, but that's beside the point. Cheap mechanics. Right, let's get back to the subject, Nikki. So, the IRS screws him, and so he's upset, and Maggie, my daughter-in-law, starts calling places, transmission places, and so another very well-known transmission place in this area said, we can have a look at it in an hour, we'll do a diagnostic, it's $150 unless he has the work done here. So he goes there, gets a diagnostic, it's not the transmission, it is the CV axles, and they will do it for the very low price of $1,750. And I said, let's just hold on here. So then he says, I'm going to pay you the $150 diagnostic fee, because you don't have to pay it if you pay the $1,750 for the work and parts. And that's another thing about these mechanics. They were charging triple for the parts. Triple and a little over. $17.50. So he's walking out the door. He wants to pay the $150, and they said, "We'll do it for $12.50." Now Dennis is like, "I'll never have any work done here." So he gets his diagnostic. He pays his $150, and I start making calls to the other mechanics that answered my Facebook ad. And I found one that I was thinking of having him do the engine. And I says to him, "Can you do CV axles?" He says, "Do you have the parts?" I said, "They're coming." He said, "Call me." So I messaged him when the parts came. He was here promptly at 9:30. And in 47 minutes, that job was done. The parts cost $300, which Denny had mailed in from New Jersey. It's very hard to find parts right now. Really a pain in the butt. And the labor was $250. 47 minutes, done right in our yard. Car works great. He does need an engine mount because it's still a little rattling, because he already knew that 2 more engine mounts have to be changed. Ass Hat had changed one of them back when he decided to hose down the inside of my son's car. So anyway, okay, so let's talk about mistakes I've made and cheap mechanics. Now, I went to Ass Hat in good faith because he said he was licensed and insured, and I have lost approximately $708, maybe. Cash App is still investigating it till December 10th. I'll let you know what happens. So 708 is blown out the window. I just spent $600 for an engine. I'm going to pay this other guy $800. And that totals to about what? 8 and 6 is 14, and 7 that I lost is $2,100. My cheapest used engine quote was $3,500. I could actually buy another engine and have somebody do it all again. That was the cheapest, okay? The highest was $5,500, and the worst from the most highly rated mechanic was, "I don't know, but labor's $2,500. I'm spending $800 for the labor. How will it end? I don't know. But I know this, even worst case scenario, I'll do it again and I'll just use another mechanic. I know, it sounds crazy, but I mean, I would have paid the $5,000, $5,500, $6,000, whatever they wanted for a used engine. I called for a used engine to a place that this new mechanic said, "Hey, I used to work for these guys, see what they want." $1,720 for a used engine with 117,000 miles on it. Grade A, whatever the hell that means. And then I called this other guy, Danny, and he's like, "We don't grade engines. It's a 20-year-old engine with 123,000 miles. Take it or leave it." I said, "I'll take it for $600. So I went and I got that engine, and the guy who's changing it out was very impressed with that engine. He was like looking at it and messing with it and checking it over, and "How many miles is on this?" 123,000. He says, "It's got a new this on it, and it's got a new that on it." And Danny told me at the salvage yard, he says, "This is a strong engine. It runs strong." Because, they start the vehicles up. It got in a crash, and it was a total, except the front didn't get harmed. So it was a pickup truck, I guess, a Dodge. And so I get the engine. And that's my story about cheap mechanics. And I've been to expensive mechanics, and they've fricked it up, okay? And I've been to licensed and insured mechanics, and they fricked it up. And I could go back to the guy that I think damaged my cylinder 2 and 3, but 4 was already acting up. And I just don't feel right. Yeah, he really screwed up. I might have been able to drive that engine indefinitely, the one that's in it, if he hadn't messed up piston 2 and 3. But you know what? I really don't want to drive around the United States of America with 5 cylinders on a 6-cylinder vehicle. I want all cylinders to run, and I want to go see some things and do some things. And I'm bored, and I'm just not your typical volunteer. I don't want to volunteer. I'm tired of taking care of people. I want to take care of me now. Of course, I am going to go see Rachel, and we're going to tweak our diets. She has a lot of problems. She is allergic to everything, and her food choices are nil. she just has all kinds. She's the same one who's had a recent heart attack. She's got the bipolar disorder. She's got psoriatic arthritis. She's messed up, and she still sews ears and tails. And I'm going to join her. And I'm going to my very first Comic-Con or anime convention in March of 2023. Yes, I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to wear ears and a tail and be ready to go. And I'll be able to help her so she can take I really want her to quit smoking, so I'm going to really gently push on that. And she'll be able to take her breaks because she said she's had to do, 14 hours on her feet and hold her pee. That's awful. And one time when she asked somebody to watch the booth, someone stole a set of ears. So I'll be there. I'll be aware. I'll be watching. And she'll be able to take her breaks. And we'll have fun together. She's a wild and crazy kind of gal. And it's going to be an interesting time. And she said, yes, you can videotape me. And we're going to talk about stories from the past. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And that's my story about mechanics. And I don't know. It's a crapshoot, just like life. It's a crapshoot. You throw the dice, and you get what you get. And then you got to pick up your little girl panties and keep moving on. Right. Bye.